Right, guys, in these tutorials, we are going to talk about control inputs, web forms where users can type and post and submit stuff. So we've been looking at React, but we've not talked about web forms, kind of a form that users can submit their details or fill in some kind of data. There is something in React that we call control input. Control input gets its value from a single source of truth, which is React. So we can also say control input is a way of setting up input forms in forms so that they can track their values. You know, in normal HTML form, you just put in values and nothing is tracking the values, whether it's changing or it's not changing. But in React, there is some kind of way to track the values because we want to do create posts. So we'll start by creating some kind of form here to begin with. And we'll see how that goes. So let's close all these tabs here because we are not using them. Close, 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 and close. Okay, where is our create? So we'll come inside this our create. Under this H2 tag, we are going to have some kind of label. Okay, in this label we can call it block title, some kind of title, block title, and then we are going to have input. I just need a single input tag, self-closing. And then inside here, I'm going to add some props there. I'll put here required. For now, I'll just leave required because I'll come back and add so many other props. Let me see. Okay, perfect. That is good. And guys, I've added some CSS already, so I'm just using the names and everything is going to work for the UI. So I'll put this, the second one, I can call it block body. Block body. Okay, and I'm not going to use input. I'm going to use text area. Come on, I thought it would just come automatically for me, but it's not. So I'll type it manually, text area, this, close this, and it's going to be some kind of self-closing also. And I can put in some props inside here. So for a start, I'm just going to have required. And then the next one that I want to create is a label. A label for author. So I will say block author. For this author, I'm not going to have any kind of input. I'm going to have a select. Select. Inside my select, I will have option. Okay. Now this option, I will have the first one. I can put what was my name inside here. Let's see. So Mario. So I'm going to use Mario here. Mario, and then for the value, no, let's just leave it like that. Mario, and I will put here max fan score, I will have here John Doe. Let me see that how it is in the UI. Okay, good. Now, if I come here and I type welcome to Expo and I put some text here and I choose my name, nothing happens because these values, they are not being controlled. So if we want to control this value, we want React to keep the states of this value at any time. We are going to create a kind of state here. So cons, we want to have title and set. As you know, we've done this several times, so I'm sure you are familiar with it already. So use state. We'll import that from React and we'll start with an empty string. Okay, so now what do I want to happen? I want to store this value inside here. So I want React to keep track of this value. So I'm going to put the value here, the value of this state, and I'll get here. Let's say we have this value as Mario. Let's check our front end. You see, for a start, it gets that value Mario. It is reading the value of the state. But you see, I've tried to delete this. I try to type, nothing is happening. I cannot change the value because we have not permitted this input field to change the value of this state. Tell the guy to give me 5 minutes. So we cannot change the value of this state. So the way we can do that is to use this set title to change the value of the state. Okay, so the way we do that now is to use onChange. OnChange, we say onChange is equals to, we give it a function, anonymous function, and we want to set the state, set the title to some kind of value. So this function will be the one to set the title. We want to set it to what value? We want to set it to this value. So we are going to do something like this. Remember that we have access to our events object here, and if we have access to this our events object, we can also use here events.target. So we target this input field. Events.target targets this input field. But what we want to target for this input field, we want to target this value element here. So dot value. Okay, so we are targeting this value. Now when we change anything in this input, it is going to monitor, it's going to be monitored by this state. As we are changing it, we are changing the value, we are setting the value of this state, and as this value of this state is being set, that automatically this input field is getting it. So let's look at it now. I will refresh and I start with Mario. See, I can delete it, but let me go and remove Mario from the initial value and I will leave it empty. So if I do refresh and I type something here, see, I can delete now because React is monitoring this. But let's display the value down here so we can really see what is happening in that particular component. So I will come at the end here I'll have some kind of P tag here, and I want to get the title. So I'm going to have title inside here. So we can monitor this title as it is changing. Now we have title here. So let's see, as I'm typing, you see React is monitoring it and is updating the state immediately. The value is changing. When we delete, we are removing the value immediately. So this particular input now is controlled. This is controlled input because it has a single source of truth, which is the state value. It is the single source of truth. So we'll do the same thing we'll create 3 more state values. This one will be for the body. So this is set body. Okay, and then this one is going to be for our author. So this is set author. Yeah. So for this body part, where is it? Okay, so I'm just going to copy this same thing and I'll put it here for this one, and I can change this to body. I can change this to body, and event target, this is the same thing. And then I'll come here also, and I'm going to paste the same thing inside here, and this one is for author. This one is for author dot set value. Yeah, so that's it. But let me see how I can display the values under here so you see what we are talking about. So this is our body. This is our body. This one will get the body state, and then this one will be for our author to get the author state. So let's check it out now. I'll refresh this, and I want this value, I want this author to have an initial value of marks of score. So this is set, not the title, this is set what? Set body. Okay, and this one is also set set author. Okay, let's check that out now. So you see our initial value gives us max score, and then if we change this value, as soon as we are changing, so it's updating the state immediately. When we come to the body, is okay, it's working as required. And if we change this to John Doe, it updates it automatically. If I refresh, everything goes back to normal, and I type, it's updating, and I type, it's updating, and I change this to Mario, it updates it. So this is what we call controlled input. The input is being controlled by React. So in the next tutorials, we are going to see how to submit this our form.